Now there's several ways to get a uniform thick slab, and the most common way is make a slab between two sticks that are the same thickness. And these are 3/4 of an inch thick, and you'll need a knife, and what we're looking for is a uniform thickness to make these little square blocks. So I'm going to fill this up with clay, roll it flat, and eventually cut it into sections, long strips that then get cut into smaller pieces, which end up being the block size. But I found a slightly quicker way to do it, and it means I don't have to recycle so much clay after each slab is made. I'm using two 3/4 inch sticks, and I'm going to create a trough. Now these sticks are 1 inch apart, 3/4 of an inch tall, and that's going to be the right size for these blocks, which are 1.5 inch long and 1 inch wide and 3/4 of an inch thick. So I'm going to fill this up with clay. At first I've got to secure each end, so a couple of simple clamps are attached to each end of my trough. And then with this very soft clay that I've made up, and you've probably just read about the recipe, I'm going to fill the trough as tightly as I can and as full as I can. It just takes a minute or two. And I sort of overpack the trough with clay, then cut the excess away using a wire knife. This is a thick wire because this clay is very abrasive, and I don't want to break the wire. And then I'll use a rib and compress the top surface of my clay that's filling the trough. Now, out of each length in this particular trough, I get about 10 or 12 blocks made. So I just make a whole pile of them, one after the other. I'm going to take my length of clay and cut it up, again using a wire knife, and I'm certainly going to measure it so I make the cuts in the right place. Now I prefer a wire knife because a blade will flatten and spread the clay, which I don't want. So a wire knife cuts it really cleanly. And I'll continue to cut them. And eventually, I'll have about 40 or 50 of them from 3 pounds of clay.